Hi, this is Tim Bost, editor of FinancialCyclesWeekly.com, and I've been getting a lot of questions lately about the use of planetary price lines, and there's obviously a lot of confusion around the proper way to construct the lines and how best to use them for effective astro trading. So we wanted to address this core question, which is how can I actually trade with planetary price lines if I keep getting different results when I use different software, or I try to put them up in different ways, and they hit price charts at different increments? How can we actually trust that this is something accurate that we can use in effective trading? And I think there are a couple of core considerations that we have to keep in mind. We can't go into all of these in depth in this brief video, but first there's the question of what planet or planets are you using to create the price lines with. Different planets create different lines, and that's one of the core principles at work here. The second consideration is, are we using heliocentric or geocentric lines? And there are different times when either one may be appropriate and give us a different kind of picture with our trading perspectives. And then the third consideration is the price and time factors that we're using when we graph the planetary price lines on our trading charts. If we're not using the right set of correlations there in terms of the actual price levels at which a stock or a commodity is trading, then our lines are going to not coincide with the price dynamics on the graph. And then finally, we want to take into consideration the harmonics of the lines that we're using to get results that may give us more accurate or fine-tuned trading indications. So let's look at an example here, and in this case we've got a recent trading chart for silver and daily price bars here, and what I'm going to do here is put on this chart some Mars lines. We'll work with just one planet to illustrate how this works in this particular case. And what we have in this case are some heliocentric Mars lines. They do a good job of defining the general trend of the market, but obviously they're not providing support and resistance. So this question of heliocentric versus geocentric is the first consideration. This is what the geocentric lines corresponding to that look like. And we note in the lower part of the chart here, the curving line, this shows Mars going retrograde, which is only an apparent motion from the Earth's perspective, from the geocentric perspective, so we don't get that showing on the heliocentric charts. But the core consideration here is, what factor are we dealing with? Now this is the zero factor, if you will. All we're showing is the actual position of Mars in the sky from a zero perspective, and we note here that silver trading in the teens, if you will, does not correspond to a high price zone. So if we've got prices set $24 apart, then we're not going to get many lines on the chart here. So what we do is essentially just move the decimal point. In this case, we've moved the factor back 2 decimal points, and we can see the projection of the silver chart. The Mars line now begins to coincide with some actual tops and bottoms on the silver price chart, simply by moving the decimal point in our factoring of the price line. So then the next consideration is the harmonics. This is the first harmonic. These lines depict the actual position of Mars in the sky and the prices that correspond to that. But we can add the opposite position, the second harmonic line, and these heavier lines then show the actual position of Mars. The lighter increments are the points opposite Mars in the sky, which are an active point astrologically as well. And we can begin to get a picture of some additional support and resistance with this, and we can take another step with that as well, and these produce the 90-degree angles to the positions of Mars. And as you can see, we get a little bit more fine-tuned with our intermediate support and resistance zones, so it gives us more information to trade with, depending on what we want to do with the chart. So this is a look then at some of the core distinctions we make in graphing planetary price lines. We have a lot more detailed information available on the Planetary Price Lines in the Profitable Trading with Planetary Timing program. There's a fairly extensive discussion there on the use of the harmonics and when we use what, and also on which planets are best to use with which charting situations. So you get a great deal of information on the Planetary Price Lines and their best uses with the Profitable Trading with Planetary Timing program. And you'll find more information on that at planetarytiming.com. I'd encourage you to take a look and to use the Planetary Price Lines in your trading. So wishing you the best of luck with your trading. This is Tim Bost with FinancialCyclesWeekly.com.